All right, y'all, we're taking a look at this Boudoir Facebook ad. Gonna check it out, see if we believe it has BLCS, aka Boudoir low click syndrome. So, Boudoir low click syndrome is when the unique CTR all of our Boudoir Facebook ad is under 6%. So that means fewer than 6 out of 100 women are clicking somewhere on our Boudoir Facebook ad, which actually means, our Boudoir Facebook ad is getting into fewer than 6 out of 100 women's brains. And the and that means fewer than 6 out of 100 women that happens to that are seeing our ad actually have a non-zero chance of buying from us. So we gotta get our Boudoir Facebook ads into their brain because that's the only chance they'll buy from us. That means we gotta have them click somewhere on it instead of simply scrolling on by, which is unique CTRL. Now, unique CTRL under 6% is not normal. Common, everyone believes it's normal. That's why it's so common, so widespread. But it's not. It's actually the symptom of a deeper root cause. And that deeper root cause is the 3 pre-click mistakes, the 3 PCM. And more about those towards the end. We also know that a Boudoir Facebook advertiser with BLCS is a Boudoir low-click advertiser, a BLCA. So we see our universe building up here. A BLCA with BLCS is caused by the 3 pre-click mistakes. But we got a solution. We know that BLCS is treated with Boudoir pre-click optimization, aka Boudoir Pico, and treatment takes about a week. And we know this because we invented it and we've already done it a bunch. And it's pretty simple. We duplicate the original ad. We treat the duplicated one. We leave the original alone. We treat the duplicated one with Boudoir Pico, and basically we run that, and through its full treatment, and then we keep whichever one running has the highest metrics. And it's always been the Boudoir Pico treated one that has the highest metrics at the end. Now, once treated with Boudoir Pico, we now have pre-click alignment, PCA. So we go from the 3 pre-click mistakes to PCA. And pre-click alignment activates Boudoir brain entry boost in our Boudoir Facebook ads. AKA, we finally got our unique CTRL above 6%. And a Boudoir Facebook advertiser with Boudoir brain entry boost is a dominant Boudoir advertiser, a DBA. So this is our universe here. We got a BLCA with BLCS. It's caused by the 3 pre-click mistakes. And then our solution is Boudoir Pico. It takes about a week. We achieve PCA pre-click alignment, and we become a dominant Boudoir advertiser with Boudoir brain entry boost. So that's our universe. Now here onto my residency. So I found some Boudoir Facebook ads out there, brought them to the hospital, tested them. First one up, found out its unique CTRL is 4.3%. So I discovered that BLCS is present, Boudoir low click syndrome. And as a result, so basically as a result, we know we can treat this with Boudoir Pico. Takes about a week. So that's what we did. Treat it with Boudoir Pico, took about a week. And we got the unique CTRL up to 6.88%. So we found out the original Boudoir Facebook ad was wasting 37% of ad spend, which means that they're spending 10 grand a month on the original Boudoir Facebook ad. Now they only need to spend $6,300 a month on the Boudoir Pico treated ad to get their ad into the same number of women's brains. And so they no longer have to spend that money, and they actually can pocket it kind of as like a bonus, Boudoir Pico bonus. They just don't spend it because it would have all been wasted anyways. And kind of a bonus, $3,700 a month bonus. And so what that's given them is that's giving them $3,700 a month, which is actually like $40K over the next 12 months. By simply not having to burn that and burn that cost. And next part of my residency, and the second Boudoir Facebook ad got unique CTRL up to 1.39%, or found out its unique CTRL was 1.39%, and actually, since it's under 6%, we know that BLCS is present, aka Boudoir low click syndrome, and as a result, we can actually treat it with Boudoir Pico. So that's what we did. Treated Boudoir Pico, got its unique CTRL up to 9.13%. So we found out the original Boudoir Facebook ad was wasting 84% of ad spend. And as a result, if they're spending more than 10 grand a month, if they're spending 10 grand a month on the original Boudoir Facebook ad, now they only need to spend 1.6 grand a month on the Boudoir Pico treated ad and get their ad into the same number of women's brains. So $8,400 a month difference. They pocket it every single month. They don't have to spend it. They keep it. It's kind of like a phantom bonus, phantom profit. And as a result, we are, we're actually, they're actually able to keep that $8,400 a month, which is like, 100 grand over 12 months, over the next 12 months, literally doing no extra work, nothing. Finally, had a patient come through, unique CTRL 5.03%. So that's under 6%. We know that BLCS is present, Boudoir low click syndrome. So we know we can treat it with Boudoir Pico. And that's exactly what we did. Took about a week. We got the unique CTRL up to 15.35%. And when we did that, we actually found out his original Boudoir Facebook ad was wasting 67% of his ad spend. So if he's spending 10 grand a month, $6,700 a month is being wasted. So now he only needs to spend $3,300 a month with his Boudoir Pico treated ad to get it into the same number of women's brains. And that $6,700 he no longer has to spend. He pockets it every single month, every single month, every single month. Kind of like a Boudoir Pico phantom bonus. And at the end of the year, after 12 months, what's that? That's, it's like an 80K bonus. Literally, 80K bonus. And so the average Boudoir Facebook ad with BLCS is wasting about 50% of its ad spend. And we know that because, dude, just look at these numbers here. Wasting 37%, wasting 84%, wasting 67%. Average these numbers out, the average is probably somewhere between 50 to 60%. So, if they're spending 10 grand a month on Boudoir Facebook ads, on average, it's going to be, five out of 10K is being wasted every single month. And we can eliminate that, put that back in y'all's pocket, approximately, 60K over the next 12 months, over the next year. All right, so look at here, we got the below creative cluster mistake. The false belief that caused us to make this mistake is we're following what Facebook's telling us when we fill out our ads. That's the big problem. The consequence of this is more women scrolling by our ads than necessary, lowering unique CTRL, dragging us under the 6% unique CTRL, higher chance of giving us BLCS, Boudoir low click syndrome. And the back end, Facebook actually makes more money because they can serve more ads per unit time, the more women that scroll by our ads and don't click anywhere on them. So that's why Facebook recommends us to do this. Finally, looking at the creative, yeah, we got the looks like an ad mistake. The false belief that causes us to make this mistake is we actually believe that an ad should look like an ad because other Facebook ads we've seen look like ads. Other other Boudoir Facebook ads, other ads on Facebook, and so we believe ours should look like an ad as well. But that's why nearly every Boudoir Facebook ad, well, actually every has been 100%. Every Boudoir Facebook ad I've checked out has had BLCS, Boudoir Low Click Syndrome. So consequence of this, more women scrolling by our Boudoir Facebook ad than necessary. Finally, we're going to look at the see more headline here. The first 2 3/4 lines Facebook mobile newsfeed. So we go Nebraska ladies. Inviting a handful of women to join me for a unique Boudoir personal consultation. All right, so got a few points of context here, but we're missing some other big ones. So this is the lack of context mistake. The false belief that causes us to make this mistake is, we're believing we've got enough we've set the right context, and we believe that is the number one thing that'll help bring in buyers. But in fact, the way we get it right now, we're gonna have way more women scrolling by our Boudoir Facebook ad than necessary. So our ad never even enters their brain. So this contributes to BLCS. Pulling our unique CTR all under 6% contributes to Boudoir low click syndrome. So all right, so overall looking at this, yes, I do believe this has Boudoir low click syndrome, aka BLCS, and therefore I believe it has a unique CTRL under 6%. So if you're a BLCA with BLCS, so if you're a Boudoir low click advertiser with Boudoir low click syndrome, and you've decided you want to optimize, pull more profit out of this part of your business, and you're spending more than 10 grand a month in Boudoir Facebook ads, so that means on average about 50% or about 5K is being wasted every single month, and you want that back in your pocket, that'd be approximately 60K over the next 12 months, over the next year. And you're optimizing all the other parts of your business, pulling money out now. You decide you're ready to finally pull it out of this part of the business because you see more women joining. Seems like anytime anyone gets a new phone, you got more Boudoir photography. A new Google My Business profile pops up, or anytime someone gets a new camera, there's more posts in the mom groups for the $50 shoots. So the market is becoming more saturated. Inflation's hitting harder. You want to pull more money out of the business, make it more efficient, and you want to achieve pre-click alignment, become a dominant Boudoir advertiser, activate Boudoir brain entry boost, and be on your way to becoming the #1 Boudoir photographer in your city. Then shoot me a DM when I open for new patient intake. New patient intake is currently closed. But when it opens, shoot me a DM and we will see if you qualify.